Welcome back to the farm, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be episode 15 of our Start From Nothing series. Like we did last episode, we're going to be starting by just grabbing a couple trailers worth of water for the greenhouse so we are able to make sure that is running consistently as we continue on. I don't believe there's any pallets. We can take a peek here once we are getting back from this one, but I think we need 1,000 liters per pallet, which isn't the end of the world. I think that means we should have some ready to go. I don't know if it's going to be next episode or the one after, but regardless, it's going to be a nice little chunk of change to help us consider how we're going to continue on with the series, of course. So let's take a peek here. I love that like you can see the tires are wet on the tractor. That is such a nice, beautiful thing because it is raining right now. I love that you can see the wet tires. I think it looks sweet. So we have no pallets available to us yet. But not very surprising. Honestly, we weren't able to afford the biggest greenhouse. I'd love to get the biggest greenhouse at some point. But for right now, let's just go get one more trailer of water and then maybe start looking at our contracts for today. Alright, there we are. We are all set with the water for the rest of the episode here, rest of the month. I did say I wanted to look at contracts, but first I want to take a peek at the stuff for sale because sometimes there's some crazy stuff in here. There is the forge header. There is another forge header piece here. That's an 840 horsepower piece of machinery. That thing is crazy huge. A sugarcane trailer. Looks like you put silage and chaff in that as well. So that is interesting. There is the spinach harvester. I am probably never going to own that. I do not apologize. And then way over here, 71% off, a 4,000 liter 4-meter sprayer. It cannot spray very wide, but we could own it. Let's just take a peek here. Is there any spraying missions right now? I mean, I already own the herbicide. The problem is it's kind of a small sprayer. That's my only contention. 4-meter working with is very small, and we could just weed on our own fields. So I don't foresee this being of enough use to be worth the $8,000 currently. So we're going to pass on that one. Let's take a look. Was there any... Was that rock removal? Oh, baby. A rock removal mission. We are going to accept this contract. The last time we did it, we had a little bit of cheese, and we're going to cheese it again. Oh, was that a contract available? Look at that. We didn't claim a contract last time, so we got an extra $1,900 right there. But we're going to be purchasing that small little trailer here. Was it a miscellaneous trailer? It was. This one, $9,500. We don't want the extension. We don't even need the front work light. I mean, the work light is kind of for $350, maybe. Can we make it black? Does it cost us extra money? $250. I mean, we're going to own this trailer for a long time. An extra $600 to get it looking cool. I think that's a good deal. So this is actually going to be a purchase. I am very excited about this. So we're going to have other uses for this trailer than this. The other use I'm hoping for is to be able to slide some pallets into the back of this when they are ready for sale. But I didn't lease the stuff for the rock removal mission. Youch. That's kind of sad. Is it in here again? Nope, it's not. Okay, well, we just bought a trailer that we can't do much with. I can't believe I didn't press the lease button. That was a major oversight by my part, but now we're ready at least for the day it does come back. That was very silly of me. How are we supposed to remove rocks without the proper tools to remove rocks? That's kind of sad. Now we have 10 grand tied up in a trailer. That's not going to be able to help us make money right away. Oh well. You know, once we have those tools ourselves, it won't ever be a problem. So let's just leave this trailer here and choose another mission. There are 3 fertilizing missions all up in the same area, and we don't have to borrow for fertilizing missions. We know that much. So let's just grab all 3 of these missions. We're going to grab the fertilizer spreader on the back, and we're also going to grab the front loader with any fertilizer we may have. I think we've still got some left over here. Let's go take a peek. Yeah, it looks like we still got some over here. Not quite sure what all we've got, but even a little bit should be enough because our fertilizer spreader is completely filled in the back already, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. Yeah, there's another 428, so we have a full refill on this pallet. So that should be fine. Let's go make ourselves some money for this episode. Alright, with those first two done, I want to just take just a moment here because I was fairly confident I had seen a golden apple while we were doing this field, but I didn't want to just stop and grab it for the sake of the time lapse. I thought I seen it right here on the inside edge of this porch, and that looks like that is the case. So we're going to go ahead and grab that just for the sake of doing so. There we are, 43 more on the map. That's over $200,000 left on the map. That is absurd. But either way, we've gotten that one done. I figured we would take a moment to just talk while we are going through the last field. It is over this way to the north just a little bit, so we'll be there in just a second anyways. But I wanted to take just a moment to wish everybody some happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and just kind of ask if anybody's got any great stories of stuff that maybe went a little better than you'd expected, or maybe you had a little bit of family drama you're hoping to get off your chest. But either way, I just wanted to wish everybody some beautiful times. I hope everybody did have some great times. I was anticipating getting a video out on the 23rd, and then it just didn't happen. So I do apologize for that. At the same time, we got a lot of good family stuff taken care of, so I'm not going to apologize up and down. No way. It was very good, by all means. So let's just take a minute here. We're going to get this last field taken care of. It looks like we should have enough fertilizer to be able to knock out this entire field here, especially if I am fairly efficient with what we do. And by that I mean not forgetting to set the cruise control on the tractor. But anyways, what I'm hoping to accomplish today was I was hoping to start making steps towards getting our own field of grass. Because now that we have the trailer, we don't have to really worry about the greenhouse anymore. That's going to be an issue that will pretty much, it's not going to be an issue anymore. We should have to make 0 purchases in order to effectively take care of that greenhouse. Because of the trailer, and because of the fact that we already have the front loader, already have the pallet forks, there's nothing else we have to do to make that farm run effectively. Which now means we need to set our eyes on a new target. We have 2 possibilities. One, we could double down on the greenhouse idea, which I think is kind of boring. Greenhouses are boring, fields are fun. That's the way we're looking at it. I'm hoping to get a grass field. My reasoning is we already own a front mower. We already own a bale wrapper. So in order to do silage, all we need is the field and a windrower. And I thought that that would be a fairly good gig. Looks like we're going to be burning a lot of fertilizer here. Going down a thin strip. We had to do that on the last field, sadly, too. But that's okay. But yeah, no, I was like, okay, if we can get ourselves... We don't really even need a stronger tractor for it, because we have the wrapper. So all we need is the baler and the field and a windrower. And that's only 3 implements. Truthfully, that's not that much to have to come by in order to get this all sorted out. So I was kind of like, man, maybe we should have picked up that baler that was on sale. I think that was like 4 episodes ago. But we didn't have a grass field. It really wasn't within our grasp. Now that the greenhouse is able to operate, I think we should start saving up for these bigger, more expensive pieces. And the land on its own isn't going to produce us any value anyways. We could go for like, get the grass field and then windrower, and then we could get ourselves a forage wagon. But if we're either going to buy the forage wagon or the baler, we might as well just go for the baler because we can already wrap it. All we'd have to do is buy some forks for the bales, get some bale forks, and once we have the bale forks, all we would need to do then is just be able to transport the silage bales. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to go towards the forage wagon side of stuff. So that's kind of where is that a golden apple on top of that? You're kidding me. I mean, it kind of blends in really well. It wasn't so shiny. We're going to pick this one up. It's in way too obvious of a spot. I don't think we're gonna pick up any more this episode. Otherwise, it gets just kind of snowbally in terms of how many you pick up. You know, you don't want to pick up too many. It kind of wrecks the save a little bit if you just keep picking up. Or, you know, if you go searching for them, I think it ruins the save. Because as you start to do more contracts, you're going to be exposed to more locations with them. But as soon as you stop playing the game and just go searching for golden apples, that's when they're the issue. So we're going to get back to our land, collect our fertilizing contracts. Maybe there's something new in there. 8 grand. Part of me wants to buy it just because we have herbicide to use, but part of me knows we can get way out into like 32 meter equipment and we wouldn't be stuck using a 4 meter piece. So that's kind of why I don't think we're going to buy it still. But we're going to get this fertilizer spreader put away. I'm going to get it filled up so we're not going to have another pallet laying around. And then we will look at our contracts. All right, we've got 1,200, 1,100, and 1,150 there. That is another nice little chunk of change. We're up to $20,000. Part of that makes me want to consider new tractors, but I know we shouldn't. I really like tractors. They're fun to buy. Very fun to purchase. But let's just take a second here. I want to look at these sprayers because I don't see that specific sprayer on the sale at all. The Mercury 4,000 liter by Hardy. Does it do? Yeah, it does herbicide and fertilizer. Maybe it's a fertilizer spreader. The Mercury 4,000 liter. There's nothing by Mercury in here. That doesn't make a lot. Is it a seed tank? Can anybody explain this to me? This is interesting. I see it nowhere. It's not a barrel. None of this. The Mercury 4,000 liter. Interesting. I'm just going to take a second. I'm going to look through all this. Yeah, I don't see this thing anywhere in these sections. I wonder if this is one that is a mistake that it's not for sale. There's nothing from Mercury in any of the sprayer categories, which I find to be very interesting. There's a bale wrapping mission. We're probably going to take that one up. It looks like it's just north and to our east a little bit. So we're going to take on this one for sure. And maybe there's something up that way we can consider. It looks like there's a hoeing mission. Not quite what I'm looking for. Stone picking. There's a weeding one for southeast. Otherwise, a wood transport mission way in the southeast there. We're going to take on none of those. So let's grab our tractor. Let's grab our bale wrapper. Then let's head on over. I am going to leave the front loader here. Don't think we need the front loader. Just drop it in the grass right here. And I unfold it. Man, I'm having a heck of a time. There we go. So let's get over and get this bale wrapping underway. You know, I really hope this one can do square bales. It doesn't look that promising. Man, I am definitely not doing my best job keeping up on what I need to be doing here. For sure. That is another contract that I should have looked closer at, sadly. So, again, $0. We are doing great, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take on a harvest mission here because we got to get some money going. Okay, so we definitely need to use a little bit more diligence here as we go about choosing our contract. Looks like these are parsnips, red beets, carrots. Sorghum I'm actually would be okay with, especially considering both of the locations are right here next to us. 15 or 1,600 bucks to lease. It looks like that's actually going to be a fairly fast contract. At least the machines this time, I'm aware, revolutionary behavior by me, of course. Looks like I crashed the game as well. Let's see what's going on. Alright, I don't quite know what all happened. It looks like we only just did the fertilizing mission since last save. Which means we don't have to deal with the embarrassment of accidentally taking on the other bale wrapping mission that was square bales. So we can just go straight to the harvesting mission yet again. Let's try this again. Hoping to get it to save. It will not. Let's try to take on the sorghum mission again. Let us borrow the items. This is bad news, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we know that there's this very cool thing I gotta show you guys. Brand new feature. But if you go into here and go to harvesting, the sorghum one is a guaranteed Alt F4. Doesn't work quite as well as we were hoping. We could try the sorghum one way up here, but it's much less profit for us. Large potato mission. I don't like spinach. We could indeed possibly take that one on. Otherwise, we have spraying, stone picking. There's a weeding mission just to our south, $540. Otherwise, $3,800 for a wood transport mission. I honestly think we're just gonna do this. It's easy, $3,800, and we don't have to deal with the fact that the game hates sorghum. It is not a sorghum-friendly game. You might want to keep this away from your sorghum-loving family members. I know there are not many of us out there, but if you do love sorghum, you might want to consider just holding off a little bit on this one. Something about that contract made the game want to not exist. But either way, let's head on down. We love our wood collecting missions. These are perhaps some of the best missions in the game. At least the game thinks so, because it doesn't close out every time you try to take on a wood transport mission. Yikes. I mean, I gotta throw a little bit of smoke, don't I? I gotta have a little bit of fun here. You guys make a fair amount of money. I might as well tell them that, hey, it crashes when you click on the sorghum button. Yeah, I hate to hear it. I never liked that sign. At least this one back here in the dirt. Anyways, and let's go see what's going on over here. I don't think we've ever been on this road. Odds are there's a golden apple at the top of that building. We're going to look. We're going to look, but we are not going to pick it up if it is there. We already picked up 2 this episode. I think it would be kind of cheesy not to pick it up. And then, of course, we can always check out the view up here. It is a beautiful map so far. I mean, how predictable can they be, ladies and gentlemen? Can we look out this? A train! Look at that. I see a train when I look out it. Anything else in here? Can I get in the corner, please? Let's see what else is in here. Well, not quite sure how I feel about that. I don't even know if I ever want to have to come back up here again. Yeah, okay, we're not spending the $5,000 this episode. We are never having to come up here again. Let's see if we can break our legs. Why not? Oh wait, we can just, it's time for picnic lunch, baby. Okay, let's get out of here. Talk about a predictable spot for a collectible. I think those are great spots to put them, though. It incentivizes people to kind of check out the map a little bit, instead of just absolutely grinding the game into oblivion like we have been doing. There might be a collectible around one of those things, but I don't care. Where is the logs, baby? You're either a log or a dog, as we like to say here. And I don't hear no barking. Man. This thing is going crazy right now. We're in a tree. Not quite sure how fond I am of this tree at the moment. We might have to reposition. But let's get these logs loaded up and then make ourselves some money on this not sorghum stuff. Alright, we are all loaded up, which means we're going to spin around here. Just because we kind of need to get out of here. I don't want to have to run it over the train tracks like we did last time. It didn't feel very roleplay-esque. You know what I'm saying? It kind of seemed a little gimmicky. So we're going to actually be taking the road this time. It's a novel idea, but you gotta do what you gotta do. That is a very top-heavy truck. I am glad we installed the brakes on this one. Thank you to whatever company it is that built this truck for putting in the brakes, because we're using them here. And let's see where we're going. Way up to the northwest portion of the map. Let's have a time lapse and see how many people I can scare off the sidewalk. Start counting now. I thought it'd be nice to take the way with not a lot of civilians in the way, judging by my driving tendencies. I know they can thank me later. This was kind of a fun truck to drive, especially with how well it held up to the abuses we put it through. Let's collect our money, hit a little bit of that crazy roleplay teleport that you guys know other people do off camera, so we do it on camera. We save a little bit of time that way. Let's take one more peek here at some of the other missions that we can accomplish. There is Deadwood in the bottom left. I wish what we had, like the trees we get are so straight. They are perfectly straight. So what we wish, like if I had and I talked about this before, but I just wish I had a way to turn it into wood chips. You know, like Stump Cutter doesn't quite do it for us. Mulchers, they just remove stuff. Tree planters, you think we want to plant trees in here? I don't quite want to plant trees. But it's 111 grand. What if we... I mean, it leases for $5,600. There's no way we make that in this mission. I want to see how it works though. It takes 150 horse. I think we only have 116. So sadly, we're going to have to pass. I want to take on a Sorghum mission. I really do. I want to know if it's just the game having a general dislike for Sorghum. There we go. That's going to be the last contract we do. There's 19 logs at this place, but $2,400. Field 23. We're probably... Oh, I have to take the front loader off again because we took it off before the game decided it wanted to Alt F4 the Sorghum field. Man, I'm not going to let this one live it down. That's this entire episode now. We're going to call this episode the Sorghum Strike or something crazy. Be kind of a fun episode, so name actually. The Farming Simulator Sorghum Strike, brought to you by Nolan Farms. Nobody else farms like Nolan Farms, okay? That's what we're going to say now. Oh, let's cut this car off. Never liked him anyways. And let's get to our field. I wouldn't blame this man for giving me the finger right now. I was a little bit unruly. Just slightly unruly, so... thank you, kind gentlemen, for not giving us the finger. We're able to keep this YouTube video within the terms and conditions, of course. Nice haircut, bro. Let's just get there. So recently, me and the fellows are playing a game called Oh Deer. It's a game where you basically as a hunter have to try to find your friends amongst deer, and if you fail, they turn into some big, scary boys and hunt you in the night. A little bit of reverse hunting strategy there. But anyways, I'd seen the name of this game, and my first instinct was the true Minnesotan me, where you go, oh deer. And the entire time I was playing that game, I was like fighting this instinct to just, hey, why are you shooting at me there, bud? It don't make a lot no sense there, no. And I don't know, for whatever reason, it's kind of just sticking with me, where it's like, I don't know if it's just the Minnesotan part of me that just has to talk like that if the opportunity arises. I feel like they have experienced the Minnesotan goodbye about 90 times by this point. We did not hit that person, by the way. I was watching him in the mirror. I promise. But either way, we're playing this game, and I was pretty bad at it, truthfully, because you can do this thing where if they're kind of getting close and you know they're about to shoot you, you can like hit your space bar and you like do this running, flying poo boost. It gives you this good boost of speed. You can try and get away, but it didn't work quite that well for me. And as a hunter, it was about the exact opposite. If they did that and then they hid behind a rock, I ran by them. It was like I felt like the 25-year-old version of Elmer Fudd. And for those of you who don't understand that reference, it's the hunter guy that's hunting Bugs Bunny, hunting is going for them wabbits. So either way, we were doing that, and it was kind of a funny time. If you guys have any games like that, let me know. We, as us fellas, we enjoy the party games a notable amount. We played some Risk the other day. That was very interesting. I've watched so much like strategy on it, and I was playing with those fellas. It all went straight out the window. It becomes a trolling contest at some point, as it always does. So, no, we're doing that. Play a little bit of that. Oh dear, little Deep Rock Galactic. I think that game is pretty solid. It's gonna be fun. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Party game. How many of you guys think Balloons Tower Defense 6? That one. That is a great game. I've got a lot of time into that one, truthfully. That is just such a, like, you can sit back and chill, but also if you want to get deep into it, there are so many synergies and so many kind of like hidden things that if you put the time into the game, you really start to uncover the strengths of each tower. It makes it a very interesting game as a party because some people know it, some people don't, and overall, if you do know it, you can have some very chaotic and overpowered equipment. We gotta go down this row here. The lane assist actually makes it so I feel like I can drive first person in the game now. And actually, like, I mean, we don't have any weeds that we can actively see right now, so we can't really watch it get rid of the weeds. But the lane assist has basically unlocked first person mode for me. Because I was very poor at, like, keeping my back corner lined up, unless I was doing, like, lawn mowing. Mowers I was good at, but if it was down in the dirt, sucked at it. So, Giants, lane assist, W, sorghum field contracts. I mean, you could call that a W if you want. It kind of depends if you like sorghum. But we are just going to cruise on through the rest of this contract and maybe choose out one more for today. And there we are, a successful mission done and gone. We are going to take a minute, drive all the way back down. Actually, let's look at the contracts first. Maybe, just maybe, there might be another weeding mission up near us somewhere here. It's way down on the other side. Sadly, a spraying mission, plowing, mowing. It would be kind of fun to lease that piece of equipment and make 400 bucks, but try that thing out. We're going to. This will be the last mission if it didn't crash. It crashed again, ladies and gentlemen. That is a shocker to say the least. Okay, with the game crashing as often as it is, I'm honestly a little bit over it for today. We're going to call it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, remember to leave a like, and I hope to see you next time on our Start From Nothing series. Take care.